I know what's going on in the Saints locker room.
Yeah.
So I hang up, and I call my agent. I was just like, yo, I got some call from somebody saying, I don't know, the Henderson or one of them or somebody. I'm just like saying he's investigating this, whatever. I just signed back with the I think I was a free agent then. I just signed with the Giants. So that whole thing goes down. I'm just like, well, what's happening? Like my agent's like, man, just don't answer the call no more. I was like, I don't even know what's happening. Next thing you know, I see on Twitter, Kennedy is the whistleblower in Bounty case.
Oh no.
I'm like, well, now keep in mind, I'm still a New Yorker. Don't get me wrong, I'm an educated dude. I just don't use that kind of vocabulary. I don't say like, oh, okay, bounty and whistleblower and all that other stuff. So I'm like, now I'm reading through the article and I'm just like, well, what's happening? But people forget that my mom and my brothers, they so conditioned to the places that we grew up. A lot of people can't function outside of where they know. They're just used to it. My mom drove public transportation her whole life, never learned how to drive. So when hey mom, this house is in St. Louis, she's like, I gotta learn how to drive. I don't want to live out here. Where's the bus at? Where's this? Where's that? And I wasn't trying to put her, in the hood and so on. So it's just like, Mom, yeah, we got grass out here. Like, what am I supposed to do? Who's gonna cut this grass? And so next thing you know, my family still live in New York. So when I go back home, they're looking at me like I'm a snitch. And from where I'm from, that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So now you got in the newspaper. I've never to this day talked to Roger Goodell. To this day. And it's in the newspaper that Kennedy tells Roger Goodell that he's this. So now I'm getting threats and whatever, and people saying things like, I never thought about you being a rat. I remember I got locked up and so on, this happened. I was just like, so now I'm telling the police. So now I'm going back home to see my family arguing with people on the street that I thought was my friends. Now I say friends because, I grew up and I already told you how I started playing ball. Before I was, a football player, I was a hustler in these streets. So it was like, what the fuck? Like what do y'all mean? Like, but guess what? No one in the NFL wanted to address that. No one in the NFL wanted to address that. I was outcast for the most part, and I had to deal with that. Nobody was there for me when I was dealing with the death threats and the different stuff. They just swept it under the rug, And then no one ever said to me, hey, let me contact Greg Williams to let him know I didn't do it. And I think I wrote Greg and Bill a long note when I was with the Saints saying I have no clue. And because I'm still cool with Hargrove, and I had the write-outs, the printouts, and he's showing me stuff. I got on the phone one time with Jonathan Dillman and said, listen, bro, I know you don't know me, but I'm telling you, I would never, ever do this. He's like, yeah, I know it's bullshit, bro, and then whatever. I was just like, I would never fucking do this. He's like, I already heard about your character. And I was just like, I don't even know how to even defend this. I was just like, well, what? Long story short, you know how it goes. They sweep it under the rug, and they get Paul Tagliabue, to come in and make sure everything is good and so on. And I never got called to court. I never got called to testify. I never got called, but I'm the one who, is the whistleblower. So that's kind of crazy, but guess what happens? I'm the one who gets railroaded and so on. So I can't say it was a thing where people thought it was a locker room thing, but after that, I felt uncomfortable,
Yeah,
I had a guy when
definitely.
I was on the I had a guy when I was on the Giants. Literally had a girl found out that he had a wife and kids, and literally he told everybody I did it. He's like, well, we only got one snitch on this team. Are you kidding me?
Oh man.
I mean, yeah. So so then that next thing you know, I'm stressed out. I was going through a bunch of stuff. Now went through a divorce and all that fighting and all that stuff, and training, working out in the off season, And I'm sitting in the house because, you know, I just finished doing Stairmasters and running and, you know, and I'm taking my pulse on the machine. You know how you hold it on the heart rate thing. And it kept saying 202, 198, 118, 187, 160. So it's jumping around. I was like, oh, this got to be broke. Next day, same thing. Hold on the machines. That machine is going crazy. I'm like, oh, what's going on with all these machines? So sitting over there, and I go out and I have something to eat, and I had scallops for the first time. I lay in a bed, and, you know, I'm thinking like I'm going to be a free agent. I'm a free agent right now. I'm training. I'm in Arizona and so on. I lay in the bed, and next thing you know, my whole left side starts getting numb. Like it's like someone took a hot glove and slapped me from the top of my forehead and ran it down my left side. And I'm feeling the numbness go from like my left eye down to my toe, my left side. And I'm got my right hand Googling food allergies, left side pain. And I see stroke, heart attack, so on. And I go, and it's like, take aspirin. And so I ran to the bathroom, hobbled to the bathroom. I grabbed 3 aspirin, tossed them in my mouth. It was like swallowing 3 rocks. And they dissolved, and I could feel a little bit of the feeling coming back. I was in the bathroom, so I sat on the toilet, and I called my lady up, and I said, whoa. Hey, can you come out? Because, you know, she lived in L.A. at the time, and, you know, next thing you know, she comes out, and when she got an hour away, I'm reading this stuff to her, and I said, it was like 45 minutes away, hour, 45 minutes, and I said to her, if I'm right, I think I just had a stroke. And she's like, you sound crazy, whatever. She comes in, and I had my first TIA, it's called, and I had 3 of them since, and I found out my NFL career was over. My heart, I damaged so much from training and working out that I damaged my valves in my heart, and I had 2 strokes, and my heart was in AFib. The first time they went in, I had 16 blood clots. I had to take Eliquis for 10 weeks before they could go in there and reset my heart. So now here's another thing. The last time I had my heart reset was yesterday.
Oh, man.
I had a court case on Wednesday, and I was so nervous that I can't deal with a lot of stress. They said something with my, endorphins and stuff like that. My heart just started racing. It's like I'm on a roller coaster. It's like it wants to play football, but I can't play football. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sitting there, and I go, and I said, I think I'm in AFib. And I went in, and the doctor was like, yeah, so we're going to fix that on Tuesday. Take this medicine. And I stopped and I looked, and I said, wow, since 2013, I've had, now watch this, 2013, when the first time it happened, when I went into to the doctors, I was, and I had the stroke. I was 302 pounds with 16.2% body fat. Right? On my doctor's report, it says excellent condition. In terms of my, whatever. The third one I had, it says severely obese, 425 pounds.
Oof.
I couldn't even go up the steps. And then I ended up developing lymphedema. My hands and my feet, my ankles and stuff will get swollen. So long story short, the divorce, so on, I got custody of my son. So now I got my lady, my wife, remarried, and I'm trying to explain why I'm in my 30s and my body's falling apart. So I'm, she's talking to my doctor, she's talking to my lawyers, and she's like, well, hold up. He got a plate in his left thumb, 5 screws, 2 pins in his right hand. He had knee surgery. He has 2 herniated discs. He has 2 hernias, but his groin and obviously hernias, but they're not bothering him. Just the right one is slightly bothering him on occasion. He has a degenerate disc, and that's collapsing in his lower back. I'm like, what is happening? He has AFib. I'm like, what is going on? So I spent years of talking to my family, my kids, and so on, like, about if I don't make it. and the arguments when I do have with my wife is like, well, CTE is this and so on, and depression and bipolar, and I'm like, oh, come on now. I'm already got a list of stuff. Don't keep adding to my list. So,
Man.
Long story short, my weight is down a little bit. I'm in high 340s right now, but it needs to be down. But because of having lymphedema, I could say that February I was 389. So it goes up, it goes down. This past what's today? Today's Wednesday? Oh no, today's Thursday. So last Wednesday I had court. Last Thursday I went to the hospital. I get on a scale, I was 345, right? 345.6. I had my surgery yesterday. I was 358.4. Because once my heart slows down, everything else slows down. You can't have a metabolism and different stuff, and you can't do all this stuff. You're not sweating. You're not doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm holding water and everything else. So literally, I had my surgery this morning. They reset my heart. This morning, I woke up, I was 349. I was like, what's happening? But, man, I count my blessings every day. I know I gave you a lot of stuff, but I try to give you a quick overview of who I am, man. Like I said, I got an amazing wife. I got amazing boys, and we just have a great time. And, it's always weird because, you don't, especially, like I talked to the doctor yesterday, and I said to her before they did my, I think it's something with electro. So they put an electric pad on my chest, a pad on my chest and a pad on my back, and they shock my rhythm back in place. And then I take medicine for a little bit and let my heart get stronger. Because I don't know how it goes, but my heart got as weak as 20%. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I was doing bad, So long story short, I was talking to the doctor yesterday. I said, I'm 38 years old. How long do people live with the stuff that I have? And he says, well, we suggest that you go in and you do ablations and cut the heart, and and if you have to, we put a stent in. So I said, at 38 years old? At 38? I was just like, I understand that we're talking about, that we're talking about, like football, CTE, and different stuff. A lot of people don't adjust the games, hitting, we hit every play and so on. But I'm like, at 38 years old, I'm discussing my heart. So it put a lot of things in perspective for me, because it makes me say that, obviously I got my son in the car with me and stuff, so, and like I said, my wife is driving because I had surgery yesterday. We're running some errands and stuff and get my medicine and stuff. That's why if I sound weird, don't mind, because I got getting choked up a little bit. But when you stop and you look, and I got my oldest is adopted. He's 18. My wife and I, well, it's her son. My stepson is 15, and my biological son he lives with me, and he's 12. And it's like, I got to make sure that I'm around for him when he's 21. Then I look and be like, that's 9 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what? I got to make sure I'm around for a long time, and I got to get this stuff in check. But, I also still get scared because, like when you talk to a doctor before you're about to work on your heart, it's kind of like a weird feeling, especially when you're my age. And like, it was funny, but not funny, because yesterday the woman was struggling to get the IV. So my veins was jumping around and stuff, so she was struggling to put them in. And she's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I had to poke you for the third time. whatever. And I was looking at her like, I'm actually used to this now. And she's like, oh, that's a sad thing to say. I was just like, listen, between total shots,